Hello, everyone, and welcome to Stamp and Chat Live. I'm Gina from Gina K Designs, and it's great to see all of you coming in from all around the world. Tonight, we're going to have a lot of fun because I am doing something that I've never done live or in a video before, and I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I think you're going to like it. Now, I have done other inspirational type videos where I have used my shirt, like a pattern in my clothing, to make a card. But tonight, I'm going to be making a card that is inspired by another designer, which I'm going to tell you about in just a little bit. And I'm going to show you how to kind of jumpstart your mojo a little bit if you're not sure what to make. I was kind of feeling that this morning when I got up. You know, I usually don't plan my lives. I just kind of have an idea of what I'm going to do so I can post it. And this morning I woke up and I thought, I got nothing. I got nothing. And I thought today would be the perfect day to be inspired by somebody that I really admire. And hopefully you can see my thought process as I go through this card. And you and I will figure it all out together. But before we get started, let's say hello to Tom. Hey, Tom.
Gina.
Hey.
So you are making one of my cards? Is that what? That's what it sounded like.
That is not even close to what I'm doing.
Come on.
No, not one of yours, although your cards are very inspiring, Tom. And I'm sure people can go back and watch old videos where you and I made some things together.
Non-spiring.
Is that the word of the day? Non-spiring?
Aspiring. Well, hi, everybody. Welcome to Stamp and Chat.
Yes, we are live this time. We're really live.
Yeah, we are. We're as live as we can be, right?
Well, I'm a little more live than you in the dead space, but
okay.
But it's okay, right?
It's okay.
Happy
to be here.
Well, you have a word of the day, another word of the day, maybe?
I think I have some kind of phrase of the day. Knock it around. We'll see what happens.
I can't wait. I'm sure the rest of you feel
Something
the same
way.
All right. Sounds great. All right. Now, what I want to do next is I want to show you, well, what I want to do first before we get started, I want to show you the cards or the projects that I'm using as tonight's inspiration. So why don't we take a look at that picture? So this is a collection of cards that was done by Mindy Eggen. And I think Mindy is in the chat. So Mindy, these cards today, I saw your video and they are absolutely stunning. Look at how gorgeous those cards are. And you can see in those cards that Mindy has a few key elements there that are a little bit different than a lot of cards. For example, instead of using white cardstock, she used craft cardstock. And instead of using shimmer spray as a spray, she actually used it with a brush and kind of tapped it on to give that splattered look. She also used gift card holders as part of her project. So I'm looking at all of that, and I'm going to use that as my inspiration. How's that for you? Okay, so I'm going to start with a piece of craft cardstock because I want to be just like Mindy. So I have a piece of craft cardstock here, and I'm going to cut this in half. All right. Sometimes, and the reason why I wanted to, let me zoom out a little bit. The reason why I wanted to show you those cards, and we're going to go back and refer to those cards again because I'm not done. I have to look at them more than just one time. But the reason why I wanted to show you those cards is because I wanted to kind of let you know the parts of those cards that inspired me right off the bat, like what I was looking at right off the bat. So I'm just cutting this down to 4 and 5 1/4 I'm going to be trimming this down again. This is my card base that I'm going to use. And then I am going to need one more piece of craft cardstock that I happen to have here, because I'm going to use Mindy's idea of a gift card holder. Now, I'm going to be using this gift card holder. This is our envelope gift card holder. Mindy did one with this, and she also did one with our tag gift card holder. And I highly encourage you to watch her video. And I promise that if you haven't seen it yet, after you watch my video, I will, when I go in to edit everything, because I don't have all the instruction, like all the things that I use put into my description yet, because I don't know what I'm going to use. But after I figure out what I'm going to use, I'm going to put all of that in, and I will link Mindy's video so you can go and see it. All right, so I'm going to cut this out. I have it blade side up, and I'm going to lay this piece of craft cardstock on top. We are using the craft, and that's the first thing that's really inspiring to me is with Mindy, like, she's not afraid to just go ahead and use craft cardstock for the entire card. And me, I might have added an element of craft, but I might have stuck mostly with my usual white with my black layer. By the way, craft with a black layer looks amazing. Oh no, I've got a mark on that, and I don't think I'm good. Well, you know what? My gift card will hide that. I'm not worried about it. Okay, we'll put this back and we'll use it a little bit later. Now, I usually use craft paper to ink blend on, but today I'll use gray so that you can see it a little bit better. And I'm going to start with some things that I cut out a little bit earlier, because I'm going to be using this, which is our Fancy Florals layering stencils. Now, Mindy, if you want to go back to that photo again, Tom, we'll take another look at Mindy's cards. Mindy used our beautiful new Christmas flowers stencil, and that is just beautiful. And I want to mimic that Christmas card. Can you put me up in the corner too? I want to mimic that Christmas card look, but I don't want to use Christmas card like a Christmas stencil. So I'm going to try to replicate that whole feel with a whole different layering stencil set. So that's what I'm going to do here. Now, here are the stencils that I'm going to use. I'm going to be using the Fancy Florals layering stencil set. And I knew I wanted to do that because I wanted my card to be different than Mindy's, yet inspired by Mindy's. So what we call that in the crafting world is we call this casing. This is called casing. And Tom, casing means what? What does case mean? Do you know?
Casing.
Like if you case a card, what does that mean?
Case a card. Okay, so casing, is that like casing the joint for?
Kind of.
You go in and check it out before you actually pull off the job. So
that's not it.
Okay, I think I know what it is.
Okay. Yes, CASE. The CASE is an acronym for copy and share everything. Now, some of the naughtier crafters say copy and steal everything, but we're copying and sharing everything. But when I say everything, I don't mean you're going to just copy this card and make the card. That wouldn't be inspiring to you guys watching me tonight, because you can just go watch Mindy. So I am copying elements, and Mindy has shared elements, and I am going to take those different elements. So this is kind of a case of her card. All right, so I've cut out some of these pieces here. These are the die cuts that coordinate with this stencil set. So these are the Fancy Florals die set, and I've done die cuts here. So let's see. You know, I mean, there's probably a lot of other things that case could mean, but in this case, we're going for copy and share everything. So I'm just going to put a little tape down here, and you can see I've cut these out in craft. Now, again, this is a little bit nerve-wracking for me because I'm not as much of a craft girl. I love craft, but I don't do it as much with this kind of thing. And this is the kind of stuff that stretches you a little bit. You know, it makes you try something new. So I'm just taping all of these down so they don't go anywhere. And I'm going to be taping them onto my card. So it's okay that you know, that we have them all over the place and that we have a little tape behind them because we're going to use that tape anyway. Now I am going to go in order. Now I looked at Mindy's card and I looked at her description, and in her description she said she used red velvet, she used faded brick. Now one of the things, and the one thing I didn't notice, and Mindy, you can tell me because I know you're here, when you decided on your colors, did you look at the gift card that you were working with first? Because I tend to do that. I tend to look at the gift card. And since Mindy used a Starbucks gift card, I'm going to use a Starbucks gift card. My gift card is different than hers, though. She had a lot more green in her gift card, and I have a lot more of these golden tones. So I was thinking that I could use a little bit of honey mustard in there and maybe a little bit of warm cocoa. Okay. Mindy said kind of. You mean you just got lucky? That would never happen to me. I would do all reds and then go out and buy a hot pink gift card and it wouldn't match. I have to look first. I definitely have to look at the card first. So I'm going to play a little bit off these colors, but I'm also going to play off of Mindy's colors. So I'm going to start with Mindy's colors, and I'm going to start with the red velvet.
You had a request to tape down the bigger sheet so it doesn't move around.
Oh, okay. I can do that. Let's see here. I will honor that request. Let's try to tape it straight, too, so it doesn't drive anybody nuts. That's not perfectly straight, but hopefully... There we go. Hopefully that will help. There we go. What do you think? Is that straight enough? Good?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So we're going to go in order here. We're going to start with Fancy Florals layer 1. And we're going to do this layer in the reds. So I'm going to line this up here on my craft like that. And, of course, I can tape this down too, which I will. Alrighty. So we're going to start with this. And I'm going to start with a red blending brush. And I'm going to use red velvet, just like she did. And I was pleasantly surprised in her video how pretty the red looked on that craft. So that's what happens. You know, you see something that somebody else is very, very talented that they make, and you say, "Ooh, I love the way that looks." And then you break out your own, and then you try it a different way. It's very, very fun. But Mindy, your stuff was absolutely beautiful, and it was very inspiring this morning. Okay, so now we've got some red here. Now I think since she used a little bit of faded brick, I'm going to use faded brick. She used faded brick on the second layer of the stencil. I, however, do not have that layer, so I am going to use faded brick just around the bottom of each of these, just to deepen it up a little bit. However, this is very dark anyway. This red appears a little bit more brick red to begin with. Okay. So there we have our first layer. Now, while I have this stencil out and it's all dirty, I'm going to go ahead and I am going to get a paper towel though, and I'm just going to wipe it off over here so I can see through it a little better. And then I'm going to line it up here on this flower. It's definitely a little harder to see on the craft, but not too bad. And I'm going to do the same thing again. I'm going to start with the red here. And then I'm going to use that tiny little bit of faded brick just down here at the bottom. Might be hard to see, but I can tell a little bit here that it's darker at the bottom. Okay. So now let's see, which way does this one go? This goes here, like this. Definitely harder to see with the light shining in your eyes, but it's okay. We'll see how it all goes. I might not even use all of these flowers. It just depends, but I want to have them done just in case I need them. I'm thinking mostly just one flower and then this cluster. Okay. Let's see how that looks. That looks pretty good. And then we'll do one more over here. Try to line that up.
Few quick questions.
Yes.
Do the brushes ever lose bristles?
Occasionally you might have a bristle or two that's lost. I haven't really noticed that though, to be, 100% honest. I haven't noticed any bristle loss, but I do know that if you are a frequent washer of your brushes, the glue might loosen a little bit and you might lose a few bristles here and there. I haven't really lost any. So hopefully you're not losing any either. Okay, so I think this is going to be my winner here. All right, so that is layer 1. Now I'm going to go to layer 2. And that's a lot easier to see now that I've got some color on there.
And do we have a date for the next release yet?
We do. It's supposed to be on the 21st of November, but we do not have our dies and our stamps in-house yet. So I don't like to announce anything until we actually have everything in-house. So that is tentative. But I promise you, as soon as I know for sure, I will announce it. All right. Now, I think what I'm going to do with this is I think I might go a little bit rogue here. And I might do honey mustard, but then I might do just a little bit of that red velvet at the bottom. I was going to do all honey mustard and warm cocoa, but I definitely think that this is going to be prettier if I have a little bit more red in it. But I need this color in there to pick up that gift card.
And the best way to clean stencils?
Oh, I just wash them. Just wash them with warm soapy water. Some people like to have like a little bucket of water in their craft room where they can just drop them in when they're done. You can also clean them right off with the tidy towel or, a little spray cleaner and a paper towel. But any of those ways are just fine.
And Jill wants to know, what's your favorite color to ink with at Christmas time?
Oh, goodness. That's a tough one for me because I like to be colorful at Christmas. So you might see me do a lot of turquoises and blues, but then I also like the traditional reds and greens. I tend to lean toward red velvet and the spruces a little bit when it comes to the more traditional, but I really, really love the way turquoise sea and tranquil teal with green look for more wintry kinds of Christmas cards. Okay, so now I'm going to add a little bit of that red in here. See, I'm just adding it right in the center. I'm using the smaller brush, but I'm using red velvet. I feel like it needed it. Let's see how that looks. Okay, yeah, so you see, you get a little bit of that in there that's going to make that gift card match a little bit, but it still feels red overall. All right, now I'm going to do this one here. I think that might be this. Is that this one? Yes. Okay. Sometimes you got to press it down a little bit to see it. I'm going to clean it. I'm just rubbing it with a paper towel here. My studio lights are very, very bright, and they shine forward into my eyes instead of on top down on the project, which makes it just a little bit more difficult to see what I'm actually working on. Just a different perspective. All right, so I'm starting again with this honey mustard in here. And then I'm going to go in with the red velvet. I just want one extra flower, really. Okay, that should do it. Yes, beautiful. All right, now we're going to do the leaves. Now, when I was watching Mindy, she said that she started with light spruce, which really ended up looking like medium spruce. So I was going to go right for medium spruce, but I saw she used light spruce and it looked really nice mixed with the craft. So I am going to go with light spruce. And then I'm going to line up stencil 3, which is the stem, and these leaves. So let's get that where we want it. I think that'll look pretty good. Oh, it would have been nice to have tape ready, but luckily I can peel it off of one of these other stencils. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to start with the light spruce. And then I think what I'm going to do is just darken the parts of the flower, of the leaf, sorry, of the leaf. Oh yeah, look at that. That immediately looks like medium spruce because that craft behind it just gives it a whole different look. That's really pretty. I like that. And I also think it's a great green for the Starbucks logo. It looks pretty good. Okay. And then I'm going to go in with my medium spruce. No, it's not a matter of adjusting the light. It's a matter of where the light needs to be so that it looks, the project looks good on the camera and that there isn't a lot of glare. Because if you ask any YouTuber, what a nightmare trying not to get shadows. It's unbelievable. If you've ever watched a YouTube video where there's tons of shadows and every time they move their hand, the whole project goes dark. It's kind of a nightmare trying to figure that out. So I don't want to change anything. It's just my old eyeballs. I'll be fine. Okay, so I've got that green on there. And then while I'm here, I think I'm just going to do this leaf right here. Add a little color into this one. I'm going to do 2 leaves. So I'll start with that light spruce.
So is it difficult to line up stencils? Do you have to practice or get to know them a lot?
You know, I don't think it's super difficult. It's difficult if you can't see, but like if I was doing this just on the cardstock, I could put my cardstock in my Misty and just pop this up into the corner of the Misty and they're all going to line up perfectly one after the other. But because I'm doing this outside of the Misty, because I wanted these things pre-cut first, it just makes it a little bit more challenging to see. And only because I'm using craft cardstock. If this was bright white cardstock, look at how easy it is to see through the white cardstock. I mean, it's so easy to see it, but this is dark, so it's a little bit more difficult. So I don't think you'll have any problem. I think I'll do this one over here. I mean, I can pretty much see it. We'll do the same thing again. We've got the light on this brush. Look at the difference between those colors when you get it on the craft. I could try zooming in a little bit, but I don't know if I'm centered enough to. How's that? Is that a little bit better? Okay. I'll do this small one too. This small one should go right here.
So Kay would like to know, are those supposed to be the buds or leaves around the bigger flowers? I've seen them done both ways, but wondered how Alicia meant them to be.
These were all leaves, not buds. These were all supposed to be leaves. That's how they were meant to be. However, I know what you're talking about because I've seen them too as buds, and they do look really pretty. So there really isn't a right or wrong, but yes, they were initially intended to be leaves. It's a great question. Okay, so I've got this one lined up here. And then I'm going to do the same combination. So I'm going to do the light and then that little bit of medium down near the bases again. Now you could do these leaves a totally different color, this part of the leaf, to make it a little interesting, but I'm going for that sameness here. I just like that you can accent the bottoms of these parts too. You wouldn't be able to do this if it was all one stencil. Like if the leaves were all one stencil and you were accenting the bottom, you wouldn't be able to accent the bottoms of the tops, if that makes sense. Now we're coming in with the medium. Just to give that some depth. Okay. That should look pretty good. There we go. Okay, and I'm going to do these two. It should be easy. A little easier to see. Once you get that first color down, it is a little bit easier to see. I'm just using what's left on my brush since I'm doing such a tiny area. There's that one. And then I'll just do this little bit right here. I don't even know if I need to tape that down. Wait, I think this is the one I used. Not that I don't think they're any different, but you know, just to be on the safe side. A little bit of medium in there. Okay, there we go. So I really just need this one. Oh, gotta get this off now. I just need this one and two leaves. And this cluster right here. There we go. So there we have it. These other ones, I'm just going to put aside. Of course, if you're doing these yourself, you can finish all of them and you can use the other ones for another card. Okay. Now, my next thing that I want to do is I want to do something to some craft cardstock here. So I'm going to get my die cutting machine again. Let's back out just a little bit. And we've already got this piece. So what I want to do is I want to cut out a piece with Master Layouts 2 because I want to have a little bit of a decorative edge in this part. So I'm going to cut this piece with Master Layouts 2. Now, one big difference between Mindy's projects and my project is, can you guess what that will be? Can anybody guess? A big difference other than the stencils, other than pretty much everything. What is a big difference?
Black border?
Yes, a black border. I have to do a black border because that's what makes it more traditionally a Gina K card. Right, black border. But that's what I mean when I say we're casing this card. We're copying parts of it, ideas, but we're still making it our own. We're not stealing the whole card. And, you know, that being said, I know that I make cards and then some of you copy my card exactly and you share it in the group, and that is totally fine. That's why I'm here. That's my whole mission in life, is to make things that you guys want to make and give you ideas, and I'm totally fine with that. But I'm just showing you a way that you can kind of stretch yourself a little bit and maybe look at one of my cards or one of Mindy's cards or Kathy Zilski or Jennifer McGuire or any of the people that you follow, any of our wonderful guest designers, and say, oh, I love that card. What can I do to make mine just a little bit different? All right, so I am going to use this. I'm going to score this at 4 1/4. But I actually had an idea of maybe using a white card base for this and then using a greeting on white. So that might be where I go, because that's a lot of craft. And although it looked amazing on Mindy's card, I might want to jump in with something a little different for mine, just so that, you know, you can make sure that you can tell them apart. Do I not have any white cardstock? Seriously? Here's a piece that has a dent in it, but I'll use it. Goodness, how did that happen? I must have dropped it and stepped on it. It's got like a footprint on it. You know, you won't see that. We'll cover it all up. And just so that we can look at the white card base, especially after we have the greeting on, and then we can kind of decide together if that little bit of white will accent that other part of the white. And then we're going to have the little white shimmery snow. See, I kind of like the way that makes that craft pop a little bit. So we might do this. We're going to see. We're going to see. Okay. Alrighty. Now our next step is I want to add something to this. So I'm going to have to tape this down again, but I want to add a little bit of leafery around the outside of this card. Let's just tape this down here. Now let me show you my idea here for my card. So I have this, and let's go ahead and fold this. Now you see how it has this part here for creating the flap? Let me show you what I mean. We're just going to go up against a line here. We're going to just deepen that score line a little bit. We're going to do the same thing over here. Same thing over here, just to deepen it up. It's not bad, but I kind of like to just make it a hair deeper. Okay, so the way this is supposed to fold, which is very cute, is this is the bottom, right? And your gift card goes in here, and then this is the flap, and it tucks in right there. So I think that that's really cute. But I think for my card, I want to leave the envelope open. So I'm going to do it upside down like this, and then I'm going to chop this off because my gift card is going to be open. I don't really necessarily think that I need the flap. So I'm flipping it upside down. Now, Mindy made a card and a gift card. I'm making a card. She made a card and a gift card holder, a couple of gift card holders. I'm making a card that is a gift card holder. So that is another little difference between our two things. Now I'm cutting this flap off over here. I'm trying to cut it straight with a paper cutter. So we'll see how that goes. Not bad. Not too bad. I'm going to have it on an angle anyway. So if it's not, well, I can see it better now. So maybe I'll just trim it so it's a little more even.
Got a few requests for an ivory card base.
An ivory card base? Maybe. Maybe. Here's ivory. And there's white. And here's what the... Ooh, where'd my panel go? Did I really... Oh, it's under here. Okay. So would you guys rather see the ivory? You think the ivory looks better? Yeah, I guess it does look better. I guess it does look better. It's more warm toned. All right, we'll do that. We can do that. Good idea. I just need to find a layering piece of ivory. I think all I have are the heavy ivories. I'm gonna have to cut my die cut out of this, but that's all right. That'll work. Well, we'll cut it and we'll look at all three of them. Ivory is a very pretty color. It's an underserved color in the Gina K Designs collection. I don't use it enough, but it is nice with the warm tones for sure. Okay. So we've got this ivory card base. You guys like the ivory better? Okay, I see some yes to the ivories. Okay. Now my idea for this card is that this is going to be the card like this. And then I'm going to have this envelope over here that kind of pops off the side, like on an angle a little bit. And then I've got my floral here. Oh, I kind of don't think I need all the greenery that I was thinking about. And then I was going to put a little bit of a flower over here, just to have a little something going on this side. And then have the greeting going across. So this is kind of my idea for my card. Everything needs to stay within the card base, but then we can have this gift card popping out of the envelope, and we can even like angle it a little bit more so that it's not like perfectly coming out, where it's more like you see the Starbucks thing like that. So this is kind of my plan for this. And then we'll have the greeting right in here. All right, let's see what we come up with. Okay, so I was going to do some greenery around the edges, but you can barely see the edges, so that's not necessary. But I still feel like we need this card base to add all of that additional craft if we're being inspired by Mindy. If not, it's going to look more like this on the card. And I feel like it's cute, but it's plain, you know? I like the layers in there. We could do a layer of ivory here instead. Now I'm thinking that might look better, guys. This is my thought process. I'm trying to stick with the basic, but I have to do this. I have to see it because I think we need that little bit of differential between the envelope popping up and the card itself. So let's see how this looks. And I think that little layer of black is going to make the difference. And ivory and black is stunning. Yes, we must compare. I agree. We must compare. By the way, I think I told you guys I bought this new shirt that has the craziest color combination. And that is definitely going to be a video coming up because I looked at it and I was like, what? And I really like the way it looks together, but it is colors I definitely wouldn't put together. Okay, so thicker cardstock here. So this is the ivory panel on ivory. Whoa, maybe we do the ivory panel on the craft. You got to look at that too. And then we have this card here. And then this. Ooh, that's kind of nice. A little bit of extra craft in there. So we'll do that and then we'll look at it this way. Guys, I like this the best. I really like this the best. I feel like we're going to have plenty of craft going on. I'm waiting. I'm giving you guys a second to catch up because I know I've already made a decision that I like, but you know, we're on a little delay, so you don't get to see it when I'm talking here. Okay. All right. Let's seal this envelope up first. So for this, I like to put these two flaps in and then this up here. So I'm going to get some Terrific tape. And Terrific tape comes in 3 different thicknesses, and I'm going to use the tiniest one, which is the 1/8 of an inch. I'm going to put this over here. Okay, good. I'm glad some of you like it. Now remember, I'm being inspired by Mindy, but you guys can be inspired by Mindy too. And you can do the same thing with your take on it. In fact, wouldn't that be fun? For those of you, I know a lot of you are in our Facebook group and you do our challenges and stuff. What if we did a little fun challenge tonight and everybody gave it a whirl and see what you guys come up with and what your little Mindy case looks like? Okay, so I'm doing this, and then this is going to go up here like this. I think I scored that in a weird spot. So let me just give that one little extra score here. There we go. That's a little bit better. I was bad at that today. There we go. Okay. So that's going to be the thing right there. And then when I use terrific tape, I like to take the side of my score tool and kind of burnish it a little bit, like really press down on it so the tape stays and the liner peels off easier. And then when I put it together, I like to do the same thing just to really make sure that it's going to stay down like that. I think that also creates a little heat. Okay, so now we've got our little envelope here. We don't have to worry about it closing because we're going to leave it open and we're going to pop the gift card in there. All right, so do I have the ability to nail this right on top, or should I take this one off? I think I'll take this one off and save it for another card because that's kind of wasting cardstock. Well, the flowers would be cute coming out of the envelope, though. That's a good idea, actually, to make the flowers come out of the envelope, too. That would be very cute. This is a thick cardstock. I see it better in that direction. I don't know why. I wonder if we had the flowers coming out. I just don't think there's enough room. There might be. Look how cute that is. The flowers coming out. We could even angle it. And the gift card coming out. But then you don't really see the gift card as much. So I feel like maybe we're going to go back to our original plan. But both are really cute. Both are really cute. I like the flowers coming out just without the gift card. But then where do I put the gift card? I got to put the gift card somewhere. So maybe we'll do another video down the line where maybe we do a 5x7 card and we make this kind of the focal image. But that was a great idea. And I'm tucking that away for a 5x7 card because I think we need a little bit more room to make that work. Okay. Now, should we spritz some shimmer mist on this? I think we should. Let's get our little flowers over here first, how we want them. So that would be like over there, like a little touch. And then this would be coming in from there. So let's put these on. Put this one here. And we'll have this one coming off a little bit. We still have to do our greeting. Yeah, that looks good. I like that. This one out a little bit more. There we go. Okay, so that's pretty. That's just a little decorative touch. And now we could see that this is a Starbucks card. And then we put that on there. Love it. Love it. Love it. Okay, so now I'm going to try my best to do what Mindy did here. I'm going to spritz a little bit. I'm actually going to assemble the card first and then spritz. So we're going to have this kind of on an angle like that, and then this we can pop up on this side. Just like on that side, and we can tape it right to here. So this way the whole thing will be kind of popped up. Okay. So let's get the card in place. We're going to just tape it right onto the card front like this. It's probably driving you nuts that the card was crooked. Like that. We have to make sure that everything will fit in the card base. So it'll fit in the envelope. I do have, did I bring them in here? I think they're in my office, but I could try it with a different color. See, as long as it's all encased in this frame, it will fit in an envelope. Here, envelope. See, that'll all fit in there, and that's what we want. Okay. Then we're gonna tape on this side and pop up on this side. So I have some old tape here. No, I want to use the foam squares. Gotta use the foam squares. Where are they? Here, we can use these little babies. Let's see how many we need. Okay, so we need one down here. We need one here. And we need one up here. That should do it. And then I can tape on this side because this will all stick to the envelope. The envelope. I say both, and it drives me nuts. Especially when I say both in the same video. Okay. Yeah, that's gonna look really pretty. There we go. Okay. And then there's still plenty of room inside to write whatever you want, which I love. And now let's try Mindy's flicking technique. We're going to try to flick some shimmer spray. Mindy, I wish you could come over and do this part for me because you do it so well. You're a great flicker. Okay. So she actually put it right on her glass mat. I don't have a glass mat, so I'm going to put mine right on an acrylic block here. I have not given a live tour of my studio because my studio is a postage stamp. It is so tiny. It's probably smaller than the smallest bedroom in your house. Believe me when I tell you. So everything that you see on the screen is it. I haven't done the, the going through the drawers and stuff, but that's kind of a nightmare for me because everything is a mess. Maybe someday I'll take the time to do it, and you guys will be able to see how tiny it is. I mean, it's really tiny. Kathy Zilski and I were talking one time because she's like, oh, my space is so small. But I've been in Kathy Zilski's space because I visited her house, and that used to be a bedroom, one of her children's bedrooms. And I've been there, and I think that's bigger than mine. Okay, I'm gonna just pour a little bit here. Here we go. I wanted to do this instead of spritz because I saw Mindy do it, and I'm copying. All right, here we go. Yeah, yours isn't that small, Kathy. All right, wish me luck here now. Oh my gosh, I feel like I should test this on some craft cardstock first. Does that look like it? Maybe I need to get more of the mica from the bottom too. Okay, here we go. I'm nervous, but I'm doing it. Here we go. Now I saw Mindy say some of you might like it not so messy, and you might want to do the, oh, I like that though. That's so pretty. Oh, I love it. I love it. I'm not touching it. I'm just going to let it do its thing. It's a little blobby, but I kind of like it. I could add some white paint in there too if I want to have a little bit more white, but I'm just going to leave this because as it dries, it's going to have a really pretty, it is, I did really shake it well. It's really shookened. I did that off the screen. I always shake it real well. You have to shake mica spray up because all of the mica is at the bottom. And I did, I went in and grabbed the bottom and it's exactly the same. It's pearly. It's not white, bright white. It's pearly. So it's a little bit different, but it looks so pretty. I love it. Oh, I love it. Okay, now I'm going to put this aside for just a couple and let it dry a little bit. And then we're going to do our greeting. Okay. So Mindy used Frosty Friends as one of her greetings, and I think I'm going to use that too. I'm just going to use this Merry Christmas greeting. This is fun. It stretches me so much, you guys, to do this because, I mean, this is just not a card I would make. And so far, I'm loving it. And even if it's a card that you get all the way done and you go, yeah, it's not exactly what I would make, and it's not going to be as pretty as Mindy's, but it was, you got to try some new things. You got to test some new techniques and things like that. So I think that's worth it. I'm gonna use my Misty. I feel like I have to, especially if I'm going to be using the ivory cardstock, which I'm going to need another little piece of ivory. Let me get that. Cut a tiny piece here. So we're going to stamp this in black ink to go along with my black perimeter of my card. And then I think I have a little black ink cube right here. I know I'm very close up. Let's back out a bit. There we go. Yes, Mindy's set is absolutely gorgeous. You got to watch her video and you got to see what she did with the Christmas flowers. It's absolutely beautiful. Beautiful. I like the pearliness of that white, but I think it'd be pretty even to add paint white to it. So you kind of have both. You know what else is really pretty I've seen people do? I don't know if I could do it. I'd love to try it. I'm a little scared, but black paint. Have you guys tried black paint? Ugh, it looks so pretty. Question I don't have. Will you be sharing the pattern for the gift card holder? The pattern for the gift card holder, I don't have a pattern for that. I have a die for that, and that is our gift card holder die. And I did put it somewhere in this mess, but here it is. This is the die that I used for the gift card holder. This is the one. Okay. I do have some other fancy fold cards coming up, so stay tuned for those. And I also have some 3D things coming up. I really love the boxes and stuff like that at Christmas, so I'm going to be doing some of those as well. Okay, now I just need my die for this. I know I should do my template thing, but I think I'm going to take a chance. Yeah, gold would be really pretty too. So the mica sprays, the shimmer spray, Glimmer, it's called Glimmer Mist, is very subtle compared to paint. So you don't get exactly the same look. I think it'd be cool to mix it with paint though. I bet that would be really pretty too. It is pure mica in like a watery solution. So it's not like, it doesn't have like a painty base. This greeting is from the stamp set called Feelin' Frosty. There we go. Okay. Now let me get my, I'm not going to throw my die away. And I do have to add some gold pearls because I did see in Mindy's card she had gold pearls. So I'm going to be doing that. And I think that is going to play off. Oh, look how pretty that is with the shimmery dots on it. Very fun. And I think the gold pearls are going to be nice because my gift card has a little gold foil on it. See that? So I think that's going to look really nice together. So let's zoom in a bit away from all the mess. There we go. And we can put this right here. We could even do it on an angle like that. Do you guys like it more on an angle with the envelope? I kind of do. And what's nice about that is you don't have to make your greetings straight. So, haha, love it. Now I am going to put a tiny little bit of tape runner back here. This is my own gift card, so please don't steal it. And I could have it coming out a little bit on an angle like that. So you can read that it says Starbucks.
That looks very cozy.
Isn't that cozy? Isn't that fun? And then we'll pop this here in the center like that. Merry Christmas. You guys like the angle? I like the angle. And then we'll put a few little gold pearls on here. Totally different card than Mindy's, but totally stole a lot of her ideas. So maybe we'll cover my blob up here with a gold pearl. Should we do that? Put a big gold pearl right on there. Let's do it. We'll cover that blob up because that blob was a little too blobby for me. But where there's a will,
That
there's a
sounds
way.
like the word of the day.
Blobby?
Blobby.
Oh, yeah, your word of the day. I'm sorry. I totally forgot about your word of the day. We need your word of the day, Tom.
Well, it's tough to follow blobby, but we'll give it a shot. Okay, so the phrase of the day. Phrase of the day. So when you're lining things up for the weekend and all you have is things that you really don't want to do, it's going to be, you'll be making blands. And if you have a change of blands, it really doesn't matter because you're making blands. Phrase of the day.
I love it. Making blands. That means you're not crafting, for sure. Up here, put a medium one. Do I have a medium? These all look kind of big. Put a medium one there. Okay. So I've got a few, ooh, look at that shine. A little bit of foil in there. Then I've got my flowers. So I got my red. I've got my green. I added that little honey mustard in there to play off of this. And Mindy did have some white in hers, but I used ivory by special request. You guys, I think the ivory does really, in this particular card, it makes it a little bit better. And then we've got plenty of room inside to write. So there we go.
Shall we switch back and forth a little bit?
Yes. Oh, Mindy's, yours are so stunning. That stencil is so beautiful. The Christmas flowers is so beautiful. Every card that I see with it is so stunning. And yours is exceptional, Mindy. All right. And there we go. A little bit of flash of foil. So, Tom, I can't really give this card away because I'll be giving my Starbucks gift card away and then I won't have coffee in the morning. So,
no, you can't give it away.
So let me see. Can I give a different card away? I think I can. Let me see what I have over here that we can give away. I can come up. Oh, let me give away my foil card so I can show everybody my foil card. Oh, no, I'm going to show my foil card tomorrow. And I have to tell everybody about that too. So don't go away. How about this one? I'll give away this one because this is a poinsettia card. It's got shimmer mist on it. I don't know if you can see the shimmer. And then I embossed that greeting. So let's give away this card in honor of Mindy's Christmas flowers card. We'll give away this one.
All right, here we go.
Okay.
Let me just get the drummer ready.
Okay.
All right, drum roll, please. And the winner is Marsha Brickeen. Marsha Brickeen.
Congratulations, Marsha. Yay! You are the winner of this poinsettia card. Just send your name and address to info@ginakdesigns.com and I will get this one out to you. All right, everybody. Well, I got to tell you about something that's happening tomorrow. Hang on a second. Dropping everything. Tomorrow at noon Central Time. Is it noon Central Time? Wait, Kathy Z, are you still here? If you're still here, tell me what time you go live tomorrow, because I think we're going live right after you. And I feel like Kathy is going. Is Kathy going at 11? Oh, I don't know. Okay. Well, tomorrow. And I'll be posting it everywhere. I'll post it here on YouTube. I'll post it in our Facebook group. I'll post it on our Facebook page. I'll post it on Instagram so you guys will see it. But tomorrow, it's 1 o'clock Central Time. Okay, 1 o'clock Central Time. I think that's what time it is. But I'll post it so you'll have the right time. We're going an hour after Kathy Zilski. I'm going to be Jennifer McGuire's guest on the Jennifer McGuire channel. So I'm going to be her crafty cohort tomorrow, and we're going to be doing all things foil. We're actually going to do some crafting, and we are going to be talking about foiling, laminator foiling, and we invite you to bring your questions because we want to be able to help you, and we want to show you some little tips and tricks to make your foiling even better. So I'm really excited about that. I get to be a guest over on Jennifer's channel tomorrow afternoon. I'm at 2 p.m. Central Time. I bet you're in Central Time, Leslie. So that's what time, in and around that hour, right after Kathy Zilski, we will be going on. So watch Kathy and then come over and watch us. And after this video, if you want to see Mindy's magic touch and the gorgeous projects that she made, her video is not very long. You can watch her video. She also has a little special surprise over there on her video that you should check out in the description as well. All right, everybody. Well, this was so much fun. Thank you guys so much for joining us. I will see you guys tomorrow on Jennifer's channel. And in the meantime, stay safe and healthy. We love you all so very much. And we'll see you again real soon. Bye-bye.